And again, if you have questions, just make sure you pop them into that chat box. And we'll go ahead and let me get started on sharing this career chat information with you guys. Okay, so we're going to go super quickly. It's not even going to take 20 minutes, I promise. But we're going to talk about 7 quick tips and tricks about how to make sure you're in the right major, okay? And if you are thinking you're in the right major, then how to just kind of make sure you hit to that right career that you're really interested in. What I first want to do, so we're going to go ahead and pop back in and use that chat box again, is ask you guys, here's what I tell students when they're first coming to Cleveland State, is you're going to kind of fit into these, what I call 4 different categories, okay? So the first one is you're coming to Cleveland State, you're super excited about the major, about the career that you've chosen. So if you're doing business or healthcare, you're really excited about what you've picked as far as your major. So if you're in that kind of group, then if you can in the chat box, just put a number 1, okay? If it's number 2, let me talk about this, it's going to say maybe you were influenced, and a lot of times this happens with a family member, and that can be good or bad, and that's when you chose your major here at Cleveland State. So we have some students that choose healthcare. That's huge, especially right now, because maybe they have a family member that's working in the healthcare field and they really admire what that person does. And they can go to that person and ask that person questions about that career, right? And that's a really good influence. Then we have some bad influences, and that's going to be the most recent things is if we have a student that is interested in being a teacher and going into education, and their family's like, hey, that's, those people don't get paid anything. Well, I'll hear that. Those jobs are hard. You have to deal with different parents and kids, and that might just not be what you want to do. Why don't you look at something else? But what we want to tell students is, it's your decision what you're choosing. If you have a passion to be a teacher, then that's the kind of people we want out there teaching, okay? So that would be number 2 in your chat box. Number 3 is if you're still undecided on your college major, and that is completely common. And number 4, we have this often, and especially with a lot of our younger students getting Tennessee Promise. We have students that are here in college because they've kind of been told you have to be. And don't feel bad for saying that you're in that boat in number 4, because there's a lot of you guys, but we want to make sure we find something here for you to be motivated about. Okay, so if you'll take a couple of seconds and put in that chat box, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and that might give us some ideas of things you might want to write down as we're going through these next couple of slides. Okay. All right, so we're going to hit 7 different things super quickly I want to talk to you guys about. The first thing is always, especially if you're starting out, you're a brand new student here at Cleveland State, look at the courses that are within your degree or certificate. It is super, super important if you're here majoring in business, whatever your major is, make sure you take the time now, earlier is always better than later, to understand all of the courses that are in your degree, okay? Sometimes just looking at that makes students realize that maybe they're not in the right major, maybe they want to look at something else, or it gives them the motivation to say, hey, I can continue every semester. I'm looking forward to these classes that are coming up. Just make sure you're looking at those. You can find that in your degree works. That's going to be in your CougarNet. We can talk about that later, or I can show you that if you have questions on how to find that at the end of this. But just make sure you know what courses you have to take to obtain that degree that you're here for at Cleveland State. Okay. The second thing and the third one is going to go along with, we have a lot of career assessments free that you guys have complete access to. We have personality tests. Sometimes it's really awesome to find out what kind of personality do you have. Are you fit to be working with people every day? Are you fit to be helping people? Or are you just better kind of doing your own thing in your office and being your own boss, to say? And so we do have these career assessments and personality assessments. I want to show you guys super quick, okay? Let's see So I can hop up here super quickly to show you how to access our online career assessment. We talk a lot about this assessment here at Cleveland State, mainly just because when you do take this assessment, it's going to link you to majors that we offer here on campus or here at Cleveland State. So if you go to the main web page and you scroll down, you're going to see, let me go back. I was talking too much. I'm sorry. Make sure you guys get this. Main web page, and then you're going to scroll down, okay, and you're going to see this Get Advice box right there. And you will click on that option, and of course it's taking a little bit for me. Then we're on our career counseling page, and at the bottom here, it's going to have a box that says Go to Focus to Now. So you will click that. If you haven't been on this before, again, we try to do this in our FYS course, but sometimes you forget your username, your password, whatever. You probably will have to create right here an account. It takes a second, just like anything, you have to create a new account. But I'm just want to show you guys super quick. I have to go in under student so you'll see what it looks like on your end. I just want to show you super quick about a couple of these assessments that are on there. So we have a personality one, which is really great for you guys to get on and have access to, and we have a work interest one that helps you figure out maybe what is the best work environment that you're interested in. And you can go through here, and it's going to give you, of course, a lot of results, and that can be good or bad when we look at that. But the best thing for students is it's going to link you to majors that we offer here at Cleveland State. And that helps a lot, okay? And if you really want to dig in and find out what certain job opportunities and job occupations are, you can click on it. It's going to tell you everything under the moon you need to know about that job and that career, okay? So just know where that's at in case you ever need it. It's a ton of information, but it's really great because it, again, right here it shows you majors here at Cleveland State. And then if you're interested in transferring to a four-year university, it's going to talk about that as well. Okay? All right, let me pop back. I've covered number 2 and number 3, and super quickly to cover number 4 is going to talk about always, it's, again, never too early to start researching that occupation that you're interested in. Go to Google, guys, and check out videos. If you're someone that wants to visualize something, then go to Google and see what kind of skills you need, see what kind of education might be required for certain degrees and certain careers you're wanting to get into. Sometimes it doesn't require as much as we think it does, okay? All right, let's hit number 5, 6, and 7 super quick. The 5th thing is going to talk about, so we said earlier in the last slide to look at our occupations. What is your career goal? You know, do I want to be a banker? Do I want to be a nurse? And just making sure I understand what exactly that career is. Then the second thing is maybe take the time to look at actual job openings that are in the area that you want to work in. So areas meaning you'll want to stay around Cleveland, Tennessee, or am I really looking at going to Atlanta? And whichever one, but start kind of researching which options are where you're wanting to eventually land in the future, if you have that in mind. We do have an online Cleveland State job board. You're probably going to get emails, and you might have seen some stuff about that. But if you're looking for a job, this is available to only students and alumni here at Cleveland State. And you guys can have access to different jobs. You'll just click here on students and have access to all the jobs that are on our job board. I think there's over 30 job openings on there right now, okay? And number 6 and number 7, so let's talk about number 6 super quick. If you're a student and you're interested in going to a 4-year university, so if you're here at Cleveland State for 2 years, you're taking a lot of your gen eds, probably is what we're going to call them, and you're looking to transfer, you know, to a 4-year university like Lee or Tennessee Wesleyan, UTK, wherever. If you're interested in doing that, that's your kind of goal at this point. What you need to do is start looking at that university, even if you literally just started here at Cleveland State 3 weeks ago, okay? Maybe I'm interested in going to UTC. So get on there and look at what majors your university has, um, what type of minors they're going to have. That just means you can major in something, but you can also take some minors and have some extra little credits when you graduate from your four-year university. And a lot of these colleges and programs now are popping up on social media, and I find that students really enjoy um, following them on Instagram, or if you're Facebook, or even if Snapchat. I don't know if that's still a big thing. I'm not sure, but all of them, even Cleveland State, we got a Snapchat, you know. So get on those and follow those so you can see what programs and opportunities and that university has. Okay, and you can of course follow Cleveland State too if you're not already involved in doing that. And then also, listen, if you're transferring, make sure you keep an eye on those courses that the four-year university is going to require. So certain four-year universities require certain history classes. That's a big one. We offer a lot of history classes, but sometimes where you're wanting to transfer to is really wanting you to take American Lit or World Lit or World History. So there's different ones, okay? Just make sure you keep an eye on that. And last thing is, if you are here at Cleveland State and you're more of doing a two-year program, and then you're wanting to go straight into the workplace, just make sure you start taking some opportunities that we're going to offer here at Cleveland State. It's different. Right now, we're doing Zoom, okay? It's a different world. But we do have a lot of networking opportunities for you guys. That just means meeting, getting involved, adding stuff to your resume. So we have a club list, a Cleveland State club list that has, because I've got about 2 minutes. I'm trying not to go too much over like a 15-minute mark here. So super quickly, again, if you want to be involved in, just because it helps you guys. Look at it, we have a plethora of different clubs, anything from an engineering club to a diversity club. All of these are going to be, for the most part, some of them will meet on campus, but really they're doing virtual opportunities. But that just helps you get some information on your resume. I wish that box would quit popping up. Right under there, it's going to talk about internships. If you're a student and you're looking to get some actual hands-on work-based learning opportunities, we have those available. So we have internships, work-based learning, volunteer opportunities, and what we call work study, and that is actually working on campus. If you're interested in any of those things, just wanting you to know it's there and it's available. Okay. And that concludes, honestly. I just wanted to make sure we get some information out to you guys. If you have questions, then we can have, if you want to stay on for the last couple of minutes, we can do that. Just make sure if in the future you guys have any questions about your major, if you decide you might not be in the right college major here, please reach out to me. It's going to have my information here, my direct email and my direct phone number. And this is just some pictures from activities that we have here on campus. So just make sure you reach out to me, or if you're looking for a job, okay, then we can help with that as well. And let me see if that kind of stopped it on my end. It did. Okay, so you guys just let me know. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you got a couple of things that you can add in, especially if you're doing your FYS career workshops. Hopefully you've got a couple of notes you can pop in there. If you have questions, definitely you can stay on or use the chat box, and know where to find me. I'm actually in the Counseling and Career Services office here on campus in the Student Center, where the cafeteria and all that fun stuff is. So you know where to find me if you need me. All right, guys. If not, if you have questions, I'll stay on for the next 5 minutes or so. You can unmute yourself or whatever. And if you're good to go, I appreciate you for tuning in, and I hope you have a fantastic week.
Hi.